Hello everybody, welcome back to, excuse me, welcome back to the channel. My name's Gary, hope you've all had a good week, hope you have all had a good weekend. It's bank holiday weekend in the UK, which means everybody's got Monday off, or at least where I'm from anyway. So whatever you're doing, I hope you're all enjoying the early spring or whatever it is for you guys. But tonight, a few things to cover, and again, these are things that dropped on actually just as I was preparing for tonight, and I was thinking, is it going to be one of those nights where we look at individual players or something? But no, obviously, within the past hour, I would say probably within the past hour, Harry Kane. Let me move this around. Harry Kane has won his first senior trophy as a footballer, as a player, and obviously that brings me on to my Q&A for this evening, and that's simply, does winning a major title impact on Kane's legacy? So does it make any difference, is what I'm essentially getting at. Because he was roundly criticised for not doing so, wasn't he? For having that record of never winning a trophy. So now he has won it. Does this change some people's perceptions of him? Does this impact his legacy? Yeah, let's open it up. Oh, excuse me. I've got some mojito cans. They're lovely. Yeah, so straight into chat. Talia, who put a message on about 5-10 minutes before the stream started, but hopefully this is just the start for Harry Kane now. And ultimately, that's what we're all hoping, isn't it? As England fans, that is what we're hoping. It's almost that, you know, that dam breaking, if you like, that monkey off his back, that hoodoo, that, I don't know, whatever you want to say, but we all know. Anybody who watches sports all knows that there's thousands, millions probably of examples where in sports, certain individuals, certain teams even have this thing that they just can't shake. You know, Liverpool winning a Premier League title, for example, or, you know, England. I mean, the obvious one is England not winning an international title, or Spain not. You know, there's countless where for whatever reason something just doesn't happen for a certain team, certain individual. And then it just needs to happen once, doesn't it? And then you feel like, right, now that's off his back. He can just play with, not that he wasn't anyway, but he can play with even more freedom now because he's done it, hasn't he? He's won his title. And he knew, I think deep down, Kane probably knew that he'd always have that after his career, in particular, that, you know, he hadn't won anything as a player. That's gone now, so hopefully, yeah, it is the start of many titles to come. Gate 102, evening, mate. Evening, Gary. Evening, chat. Happy bank holiday weekend. Yes, absolutely. Darius, well-deserved for Kane winning Bundesliga for Bayern. Yeah, I mean, obviously it was all... there was thousands and thousands of Tottenham, like, memes and stuff on Twitter last night because obviously over the weekend there was a chance for Bayern Munich to win it themselves. And obviously Kane wasn't playing, and he went down to the touchline with seconds to go, thinking that they were going to win the title, essentially, and they didn't. Obviously, they conceded a last-minute goal, and there's a lot of stuff I saw about you can take the player out of Tottenham, but not the Tottenham out of the player and all that sort of stuff. But he's done it now. He's done it. Yeah, and I am genuinely pleased for him. I really, really am, because he does come across as a very down-to-earth bloke who deserves a title, doesn't he? He deserves a title, and I think I've put in the description, and I've certainly tweeted it out on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it. I think he's England's greatest ever striker, and it'd have been criminal, wouldn't it, for me to say that? And even though this is a team game, it'd have been criminal for me to have said that, and Harry Kane never to have won a major title. It would have been ridiculous, really. Gate 102, I never judge players on how many trophies they've won. Does this mean Scott Carson is a great goalkeeper? Question mark, buzzing for Kane, though. You're absolutely right, because obviously there's countless amounts of players out there that have won titles or have a title medal or whatever, and European title medals, and yet haven't done half as much as probably hundreds of other players who, you know, arguably had far stronger careers. And ultimately, I think that's what this is the difficulty with football, is, the snooker's on now and stuff like that, and tennis and golf, and there's all these other things where players and people are rightly judged on what they win. But ultimately, this is a team sport. Like I said, this is a team sport. If Harry Kane wouldn't have won anything, that says just as much about the people he played with as much as Harry Kane himself. And ultimately, it's a difficult one. But I think you make the point really, really well there, Gate 102, about other players winning trophies that necessarily don't, I wouldn't say deserve them, but you know what I'm getting at. By the time Kane retires, he will be England's top goal scorer and probably top appearance maker while captaining one of England's greatest eras. I think that makes him one of our greatest ever players, our greatest player even. Well, possibly. Yeah, he's certainly going to be up there in any... He's had a... I put him ahead of Rooney. If you're playing a... Because that's the other one people are thinking of. Well, obviously, you're going back further, you could pick other names. But I think certainly is England's best ever striker for me. Dominic, awesome. It is, mate. It's really good. I don't know if everyone's seen the already the tweets where his Bayern Munich I think obviously they'd arranged a party thinking they were going to celebrate today, and they have. And yeah, there's all "We Are the Champions" singing out and stuff like that. It's great. It's great to see it, and you can see the relief on his face a little bit. And hopefully that is. And I'm not saying it was. I don't think he's ever going to major impact on how he plays for England. He's always going to be. I don't think he was playing with any sort of weight on his shoulders for England with the trophy, because ultimately the trophyless, the lack of trophies England have had it hasn't just been a thing for Kane. It's a whole nation thing. So I don't think he carries that baggage with him as say to international level. But I just think for him as a player, it might just relax him later on in his career. It might mean he can go on a little bit more, might not take himself too seriously. I don't know, but. I mean, it, of course, may have a different impact. You might think, what, I've won something there. So, yeah, forget it. But I don't think it will. Excuse me. Great to see Kane win a trophy, but he will be keen for more. Yeah, well, exactly. I hope so. Excuse me. Sorry, I shouldn't really drink. It's not fizzy, actually. It's just... Yeah. I love Kane's tweet of just an emoji of a trophy. One emoji spoke 1,000 words. But I think that tweet does then emphasise how much, if that's his initial reaction, it shows how much these comments, these beliefs that, he's not gonna be remembered fondly or spoken about fondly if he'd never won a trophy. And I think that shows how much it did play on his mind. Well, very much so, because that wouldn't be a normal first reaction, would it? Just to tweet one trophy. I think for most people it would be a picture of them celebrating. I don't know, something, but I think it just shows you how much it probably did play on his mind. Definitely. Crystal Loncar, happy for him. Zold, hello, mate. I don't know how to say your name. I'm just calling you Zold because it looks like a Zold. Zald, probably, actually, with the A. I think if Kane signed for City instead of Haaland, say, he might be looked at differently by some people. I mean, honestly, if he's now... I mean, I thought this before anyway. But why is he bothered? You know what I mean? I mean, what? There's no doubt. I mean, you're just an idiot. You're just an absolute frigging idiot. If anybody thinks Kane is crap, washed up, never been good, whatever, any of the above. I know we had an interesting live stream a few weeks ago where someone was very much pushing for Kane to be dropped. But he's world class. He's still world class. I know we had a very disappointing tournament last time out. But I'd look back on everybody at that tournament, with the exception of Spain. Most players, most people, and Kane certainly wasn't, he wasn't the only one in that England shirt who was terrible, really, last summer, even though we got to a final. So I'm not going to sit here and see, I'm not judging him on that, and he still scored goals at the end of the day. And ultimately, he's class. And I think anyone who criticises Kane, even before this trophy, is just... You can't argue with idiots, really. I mean, well, obviously you can, but you're not going to win. Winning the UEFA Champions League with Munich would mean more for Kane than doing it at City, who will be strong again next season. Yeah, I can't see Munich winning a Champions League anytime soon. I could be wrong though. The fact he didn't play well but still came out with a golden boot tells you a lot about his character and ability. Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, right, if you strip all his talent back, strip it all back, if he does nothing for 90 minutes, he'll still score a goal. The beauty about Harry Kane, though, is that he does so much more than that. He does substantially more than that. He literally brings other people into play. His hold-up play is brilliant. He's a fantastic target man. His passing is, I think, one of the best in the Premier League, best in the England team. He offers so much more than just goals. But like I said, if you strip all that away, if you take him back to playing at his worst, he'll still give you goals. And that is why he's just so good, and that's why he has to play. Yeah, exactly. So Gate 102. I feel as though Kane could do a job in all areas. Exactly, mate. Exactly. And that's what he does do. And ultimately, England playing at the best. And I know he's always been roundly criticised for dropping deep, picking up the ball up. But when he does that, England arguably play at their best because it frees those wide people up. It frees someone through number 10. And not only that, Kane's one of the only few people who can pick people out. He's so good at passing. He's so good with the ball. And yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with him. I'm just aware, actually, we're 10 minutes in and I'm not even spoken about the other bits on the, I don't want to say agenda. This isn't a formal business meeting, is it? The Sunday rundown. Get one or two unpopular opinion, but I think Kane's a better passer than Trent. Kane can do what Trent can do with his back to goal. Absolutely, mate. No, I'll be with you there. I think Kane's England's best passer of the ball England have got. But yeah, the other things I wanted to talk about is obviously Andorra, England, June the 7th. 10,000 tickets. England have been allocated for that. So if you want to go and watch England play away, if you're in the away supporters club, I think basically everyone but the dog and duck has got a ticket for that. If you wanted to go and watch England play away, the only caveat is that it's going to be incredibly expensive. Because not only has the game been moved to Barcelona where there is a festival taking place, but obviously there's also now close to 10,000 England fans trying to all get plane tickets and flights and hotels and everything like that. So yeah, very expensive gig, but that's coming up. I'm still trying to weigh up if I can get there. I mean, I can, but do I want to spend 800 quid, which is what it's looking like, 700-800 quid all in, food, flight, hotels, a lot. Yeah, do I want to spend that? But and this is the difference for me, because I have this channel, and that might sound absolutely mental. I want to go to an England away game, but I'm still not in a position where I can book flights and tickets as soon as the away fixtures are announced. I had to wait for the ballot, obviously, and the allocation came through late. It's fine, I'm not complaining at all, but it's a lot of money, isn't it? £700-800. I know I can get a flight for like 300, but then you're looking at a couple £100 for accommodation, and then whatever for food and drink. So yeah, you are looking at £700-800. So it's like, do I do that, given the fact I'm still not guaranteed away tickets, so I just go out all out on this one? Do I, given the caps I've got, put all my eggs in one basket for Serbia and just it now and go out there? Because I might actually stand a chance of getting Serbia tickets with the amount of caps I've got. So I don't know, it's just a tough one. But I do want to go. But if not, and this is the beauty of it, if for whatever reason it's too expensive, or I can't go, or it's just not looking financially viable, or whatever, the beauty of this is I can do my live stream, you guys, and we can. So I've got a really good alternative otherwise. But yeah, I'm trying to look to go out there, and I'm still open. I can. I have a few options actually potentially lined up. Obviously, just announced as well is the return fixture, which I believe is in September. I'm sure it's September, October. England versus Andorra at home has now been moved to Villa Park. That was announced this week by the FA, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, because more games on the road is brilliant. I think it's better atmospheres. It's great to also just go to different grounds, if I'm honest with you. Villa Park is actually the first game I ever want to watch live. I went to watch Aston Villa versus Sheffield Wednesday. I don't know, I can't remember I'm sure I could find out, but Paul Merson scored an absolute beast of a goal. And I think it was the game Dion Dublin broke his neck as well. It's a good game. But yeah, so I'll be really, really glad to go back to Villa Park. So yeah, England will be playing at Villa Park. Ricky, nice to meet you. Nice to have you back on, mate. Don't worry about it. You can always rewind. I'm all right, mate. Hope you are too. Crystal Encore, Derby stay up in the Championship. They did, mate. Yeah, good results. So, I mean, obviously, I hope your team's either A, been promoted, or B, not relegated. If you're in the live stream, I know probably some fans in here will probably be slightly disappointed after this weekend's fixtures, or you've got a playoff to look forward to. And let's be honest, sometimes you think playoffs are better than just winning the damn thing, aren't they? Because if you get through in the playoffs, you got, another few dates of fixtures and a day out at Wembley. Happy days. I went to Villa Park with my granddad with AFC Bournemouth. Such an historic class day. It is, mate. It is. I can't wait to go back. I honestly can't wait to go back. I'm really glad it's there. And I might be wrong, but I'm really struggling to remember when England last played in England's second city. I know Manchester and Birmingham or whatever, but yes, it seems like it's been a long time since England went to that neck of the woods, particularly with the fact of I just, other than Villa Park, there isn't really many places to play there, is there? So yeah, I'm really glad they're going back to Villa Park. It'd be really, really good fixture. I think that then, obviously with the City Ground as well this year, City Ground, Villa Park, two proper old school English football grounds there, which is going to be great. Going to be great to watch England playing. My team are in the playoff, and I'd love to go to Wembley more for the fact it's the England home national team rather than the actual game itself. Mate, get yourself there. Get yourself there. What team are you? Gate 102. Just remind me. I know you've probably told me before, mate, but so sorry. So yeah, Villa Park, and obviously Parma. Now, I might ask you guys some of this because I've not seen. Because obviously I was setting up for my stream earlier, and I'll be honest with you, I was watching some of the snooker. I've not seen the Chelsea-Liverpool game. I've seen the result, but I've been on X and obviously seen Madueke, Cole Palmer, all these sorts of players trending. It seems like, from what I understand, Cole Palmer's had an absolute storming game. Finally got a goal as well from the penalty spot. He's a quality player, isn't he? And I think even though this run he's been on now seems to have gone a little longer than what most of us would have expected or wanted it to, I still think over the past 24 months, you would still put him as probably, arguably, the best performing Englishman in any league in Europe. Arguably, with the goals and assists he's had. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully, talking about Kane and this monkey off his back with him winning his first major trophy, hopefully this goal today for Cole Palmer, despite it only being a penalty, is the thing that gives him a bit of a kick again and gets him going again because, what's the old saying? Class is permanent, form is temporary, or something along those lines. So hopefully now he's going to find his feet again. And let's be honest, probably a little bit of confidence as well, because if you go that long without scoring an assist, and particularly on the run he went on for best part of a year and a half, he's probably been lacking a little bit in confidence. So hopefully, it's going to push him on. And some games left at the end of the season for them. He's obviously got a European final to look forward to. Yeah, it's. There's plenty of time for Cole Palmer to find his feet again. Obviously, until next summer, plenty of time. So, I just thought we'd discuss him this week because I haven't watched the game. So, if any Chelsea fans or dare I say Liverpool fans in the chat, let us know what you thought of Cole Palmer's performance today. Because is he back? Is he back? Do we expect, from what I understand, it wasn't about his goal really, it was about his all-round form today and everything like that. Stockport County, great team, mate. Well, best of luck in the playoffs, Gate 102. Ricky, ordered a new St. George's flag for the Euros next month, up the Lionesses. Yeah, well, I did obviously do a Lionesses Euros prediction video, and I did one because, look, I don't often cover the Lionesses, but I'll certainly cover them at tournaments, and I thoroughly enjoyed covering them at the last World Cup. I thought it was a great journey, if I'm honest with you. Believe it or not, the World Cup prediction video I did for the Lionesses is the most popular watched video on this channel, and prediction videos are incredibly popular, and I have always said I will be following the Lionesses this summer. I'll be putting prediction videos out, and end of the day, tournament's a tournament, and I'll be doing the same with the under-21s as well. Maybe not prediction videos, but certainly live streams as well. So it's a massive summer. So I've got the prediction video out for that. And I do mention at the start of that video, honestly, go and watch it, because I nailed the World Cup prediction video for the Lionesses. Absolutely nailed it from the quarters, semis onwards. Go and watch it. You'll see what I think the Lionesses' chances are of winning, retaining the European title this summer. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Dominic, Women's Nations League is back at the end of this month. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I have sort of ignored it for the reason that I think we're going to go to Spain and get absolutely battered. But I think after England's last performance in the Nations League, when we, somehow beat a team 5-1 or wherever it is at home and then get battered away from him, it's just so frustrating. Gary, loving your jumper, by the way. I've got a version of that, but don't know what era it was given to me by my cousin. I think I had this on the other week and someone mentioned it. This is I got this for like £4 from a charity shop. Found it in a charity shop. It's got a 6 on the back, as you can see. Yeah, £4. Absolute bargain. I thought I had to have it. Just goes in with the pile. It's one of the retro ones, isn't it? That's been re-released. It's obviously it's the World Cup winning one. Where was I? The Nations League. Yeah, the Women's Nations League. I think that's Spain are winning it. Spain are winning the group. So I'm trying to concentrate on the summer. I mean, by all means, I writ England off against Spain in the first leg of the first match of the UEFA Nations League against Spain. Obviously, we won it, but yeah, I just think. Look, go and watch the Lionesses. The Euro 2025 UEFA Women's video I've put out. See my prediction video on there as well. You'll see the predictor for the Telegraph I've used as well, and it's a great link for you guys to go and have a play around with yourself as well. You might fancy England to top the group or other teams to top, and obviously it does change dramatically in terms of who will play in the next round. Obviously, the interesting thing about it is these tournaments are much smaller than the men's, much smaller. Only 4 groups at the Women's Euros, which means obviously tougher games. Potentially tougher games and potentially tougher groups. But it also means those first knockout games, there's still not going to be teams in there that are making up the numbers. Everyone who's there will have rightfully earned their place. And so it's going to be, it's a massive ask for the Lionesses to go and win a tournament this summer. And I think we're just not playing consistent enough. But yeah, go and check it out. But yeah, I'll be live streaming all those games. And the under-21. I mean, I'm buzzing for the under-21s because I just think it's going to be utter carnage. It's going to. I'm calling it now. Every game, we're either going to lose 6-4 or win 7-1. Honestly, it's going to be absolute chaos. I'm telling you, it's going to be such a good tournament, and we're either going to get absolutely battered in every single game in the group stages, even though we've got a great team. I just think it's too stacked one way or the other. It's going to be interesting. But like the Women's Euros though, the under-21 tournament, if you're there, trust me, you're a damn good team. Any single one of those teams at this tournament at the Euros can win it because they're all fantastic teams. And I know we all think particularly England are much stronger, and possibly they are, but at the same time, every team's good. And let's be honest, unless you Fabrizio Romero, whatever his name is, unless you've really got your finger on the pulse, we won't know a lot about these other teams, under 21 teams, will we? We won't. You might know the odd player, but ultimately this is why it's such an exciting tournament. End of the day, they're very much unknown teams to us as fans, and we're looking at our England team thinking we should go to the under 20 Euros and absolutely walk it, but probably some other nations are thinking the same, or thinking, you know what, this crop of players is probably the best we've produced, and I think it's going to be such a good tournament to watch. And obviously, if you did miss, a couple of weeks ago, actually, I said it on my live stream, Channel 4 have got all the rights for the tournament, I believe, to show all the England games. So, you don't have to, I think before you had to create a UEFA login and then watch them online, or they'll be on YouTube or something. But no, Channel 4 will be showing all the games, which will be absolutely great. The under-21 squad should be really strong, especially how last squad with Branthwaite, Lewis, Wharton, Delap, etc. It'll be the same. And I think what's going to bother a lot of people and what's going to get Tuchel a lot of stick, actually, is that the next squad he announces, I think it's going to have your Hendersons in and stuff like that again, because all these 21 lads this summer, they're concentrating on this tournament, so they ain't getting picked. Wharton is not getting picked. I'll be very surprised if Wharton gets picked for the next England men's senior squad with the under-21 tournament coming up. I'll be absolutely gobsmacked if he is. And I think it's the right call for him not to be. Get them all in that squad. This is the future. These are the players that will be playing with each other. It's not too late, too early enough then. Get them winning a trophy a year before next World Cup if any of these guys are going to cut the mustard for the senior squad for next summer. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant opportunity. And I think the first squad Tuchel announced, everyone was a little bit flat after it. I think people were a bit like, that's a bit disappointing. Adam Wharton and Branthwaite, and there was a few players in there that I thought, why weren't they in the senior squad? But that was the last training camp before these players head out to the summer tournament. So it all makes perfect sense in hindsight. And I think I did say it at the time. But I think this time, I think Tuchel will get less stick this time because I think people will realise, and I think the press will probably report it much better that actually the under-21s are going off to a tournament. So, but obviously for some people, for some reason they'll want Adam Wharton to go up against Andorra rather than try and win a trophy, which is bizarre to me. But I think Tuchel might think it's better to have them in the 21 tournament getting experience rather than friendly against. Exactly, mate. Exactly. 100%. 100%. And I think if any of us really sat down and thought about it, and if any of us were in his position as England manager, and if any of us were working next to a colleague, i.e. Lee Carsley, and they're saying, look, I've got a tournament coming up this summer, I need so-and-so and so-and-so, can you spare them against Andorra and Senegal? You know, it makes sense, doesn't it? So, yeah, even though, like I said, you can't please everybody and you'll still get idiots calling for these players to be up in the senior squad. But, yeah, it's going to make for a fantastic summer. It really is. And I promise you, I mean, obviously England won the under-21 tournament last time out without conceding a single goal, which was outrageous. We won't do that this time. It's going to be... you've heard it here first. This under-21 tournament, I think it's going to be carnage. I think there's going to be at least 3 goals in every single England game. At least 3. Whether us scoring them or us conceding them, it's going to be absolute chaos. I think Tuchel might think... sorry, I read that wrong. Chris Lancourt agreed 101. Let them do under-21s and then seniors in September. Exactly. Yeah, 102, mate, not 101. That was nice. So it's been... I mean, did anyone see the absolute scenes at Bradford over the weekend with a last-minute winner? Absolute crystal... I mean, it was... Oh, my God. It was proper old-school football. Those scenes were just... Oh, absolutely brilliant. I mean, I've got no affiliation at all with Bradford or anything like that, but honestly, I've watched that on repeat because I think this is quality. Well done, Bradford. Warsaw doing an Arsenal and Spurs. Yeah, I know, mate. They really blew it, didn't they? Just looking at who's on tomorrow. You got Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest. 8 o'clock on a bank holiday Monday. Are they having a laugh? That is a ridiculous kick-off time. And then it looks like the Nation... Oh, that's it then. Okay. The Forest players, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi and Anderson, have struggled a lot recently. Warsaw won 2 games since New Year. Terrible bottle jobs, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, and there you got to win games, haven't you? But the scenes at Bradford were just... it was fantastic. Absolutely. I mean, if you're not from this country and you are in the in the chat. Just go on YouTube and watch Bradford City. Who did they play? Just Google Bradford City promoted, and you'll see the video. A 95th minute, I think, winner to take them up to League One. It was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's what football is all about. Absolutely brilliant. And when you see those scenes so far down in the English football pyramid, you realise this country is special. Show me anywhere on planet Earth where you've got that tier, that level of English football, from the top tier within that country, with that amount of passion, that amount of fan base, that amount of drama. It's just not happening. It's not happening. Football in this country is special, far more special than anywhere else. Rest in peace, 56 those who perished at 1985 Valley Parade. Yeah, absolutely, mate. They played Fleetwood. I have a mate who was a Fleetwood fan and couldn't believe what we saw afterwards and stayed to watch celebrations. Incredible seeing great stuff, mate. Great. I mean, like I say, even the Fleetwood fans wouldn't be like, you're just going to be like, fair play. Absolutely fair play. Yeah, it's just, absolutely fantastic. And I was oblivious, I'll be honest with you, it passed me by. I didn't realise that was happening on the day, and I just caught I think, it did the rounds, didn't it, on X, and absolutely quality. Let me just have a quick look on. So for those who were joining us late, we have mentioned, obviously, Harry Kane winning his first... winning his first major title. The Q&A tonight, for those that are joining us, a few more in chat now, does winning a major trophy impact on Kane's legacy? And the reason why I'm saying that is because people were saying if he hadn't have won a trophy, 100% would have done. But does it have an impact? Is it a case of, right, it's done now, so it's just you needed to do it and nothing changes? Or I don't know. I mean, for one, if he didn't win anything at all, he would still be, in my opinion, the best English striker we've ever had. That's just my opinion. But I do think, the reason why I put it there, because I do genuinely think for some people, and arguably, I also think potentially in Harry Kane's eyes, he wants to be remembered. He doesn't want to be remembered, so he's a player who'd never won a major trophy, and I think he feels that if he hadn't have won a major trophy, it would have impacted his legacy. I do genuinely believe that, and I feel like a little bit of Harry Kane's reactions to him winning it with the trophy tweet and stuff like that, I think it's a lot of it shows relief more than anything. So yeah, it's interesting. Alan Shearer only won one trophy with my club Blackburn, and he's considered one of England's greatest. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, I think, was it you, Gate 102, who put something earlier? End of the day, that there's players out there who've won Champions League medals and Premier League medals who, barely played 5 caps, 10 caps for the club that year. Luke Shaw struggled today and went down as well. Not sure if he's injured or not, but didn't look good. I'm done with Luke Shaw, mate. We're beyond him. Lewis Skelly. Oh, my God. I mean, I've barely mentioned him, but Lewis Skelly is an absolute... He's the left back, mate. Hands down, he's our left back. Euroball, I agree that it doesn't change how fantastic he's been, but a lot of people would still have used it as a stick to beat him with, similar to Gerrard's lack of Premier League titles still used against him today. Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Absolutely, because people are idiots. I could not agree with you more. I do think if he wouldn't have won something, he'd have always... And that's where probably, I'm saying Harry Kane thinks that. He was right. I think to the sane fan, to the sane football person, and no one's going to actually realistically think Kane's had a shit career, even if he didn't win the Bundesliga. But you're always going to get those idiots who would have thought that. We've got 2 potential world-class left-backs in Hall and Lewis Skelly when we had a dearth of left-backs for years. Yeah, I know. And then all of a sudden everyone was right-back, and then now all of a sudden we're looking a lot more lightweight at right-back than what we are at left-back. But Lewis Skelly, for me, is just, oh my God. I just cannot believe how good he's looked. I cannot believe how good he looked for his age as well. He is class. He is absolutely class. The way he's played in the Champions League has just been unbelievable. I rate Lewis Skelly, but don't want to hype him up too much. We've been here before. It looks a special talent, though. Still think James and Shaw are our two best fullbacks when fit, but they just aren't fit. I think Shaw, possibly not now. I think Lewis, I think other players now will probably... well, the problem is, Gate 102, is how often... Can you remember the last time you've seen those two players combined, actually, put 5 games together where they've actually played consistently like world class? I can't. So I think maybe on the day and a couple of years ago you might have been right, but I'm not sure they are now. My only concern with Lewis Skelly is that he only seems to invert more of a central midfield filling in at left back. The problem is, though, is that sort of what's if you look back to how Thomas Tuchel set up, that's sort of the way that the fullbacks are playing in his team. Ultimately, we basically went quite close to a back three, and those fullbacks pushed into the centre a lot more. And yeah, I don't know. I just think he looks too good to... At the minute, it's too good to pass up on. He's far too good to be passed up on. With Hall out, he is by far the best English left back, or English player playing at left back. Then, if we're unsure, he's been unbelievable. Yeah, I mean he's got to be in the England squad for me, or maybe he's one for the under-21s. But he's got to. I mean, if he's playing at 80-90% of the form he's done this season, he's got to be in that squad for next summer. Be interesting to see how Hall does when he comes back. Obviously, a great season, and I think he's what he obviously, because of it, he would have 100% been in the last squad, which is a real shame, a real shame. But yeah, he's another option, isn't it? But you never know with players coming back from injury. You never know what can happen. It's a big ask. He's got, there's a lot of time between now and then, and obviously, hopefully, he can stay fit. Nico O'Reilly looks a potential top player. He'd be perfect as a number 6. I'd rather play Biman at left back than Shaw, says Chris Long. I mean, no, I think Shaw's class, but he's just not. He's just done now, isn't he? He's just not. He just can't stay fit. Cannot stay fit at all. Interesting to see Mason Mount on the score sheet today. I mean, what a forgotten player he's been. I could not believe it when his name popped up on my phone as scoring. I was like, Jesus, you're for real. But obviously that's where, because he's fit, but that's obviously showing where he's viewed at Manchester United at the minute. Livramento looks good as well, can play right back and left back. He's another good option if we need. Look, say they're stacking up. I mean, Trent, probably going to go to Real Madrid, isn't he? Probably, yeah. Chris Longcourt, absolutely, mate. He was class 5. I think Luke Shaw, James Walker. I think these players have run the course with England now. But these players that are coming through, I mean, I'll be honest with you. The last time I saw Rico Lewis in England shirt, I thought, no, he's not good enough. But then, since then, I've seen him play really, really well. And he's another one who could potentially he's still a little bit raw, but he's still progressing. Still got plenty to do. I just think, there's too many good players coming through now. I'd still keep tabs on Reece. I would love Mount to leave Man United and go somewhere where he can play and get his foot. He's got to, hasn't he? I mean, what is Mason Mount doing? If he doesn't leave Man United this summer, what on earth's going to happen? And obviously there's other players as well, like Marcus Rashford. What's going to happen with him in the summer? Because all of a sudden, all these things look like they were months away, and they're not. They're just round the corner, aren't they, really? I think for me, the one player, the most interesting, we've got to see Cole Palmer get back in, because if we can find someone who complements Saka on the other wing, because Saka's world class. I'm not having any. Saka is world class. He's so good. If we can find anybody half as good as Saka on the other wing, I tell you now, there's no one who'd want to play us. Mount isn't good enough for England. He never really was that special, and that's probably been the argument for a lot of people with Mount. I think he was very much Marmite. I think Lewis is a technically great player, but not sure sure about his best position, as I don't rate him defensively. Harvey Barnes on the left wing, yeah, potentially. I just think it's just there's a few people in. I mean, obviously there's Gordon, there's Barnes, there's Palmer, there's who else? Rashford potentially could go on the left. There's Grealish, there's Foden, there's a whole host of players who you could potentially play out on the left, but no one can seem to. No one's as stuck on once they're all fit like a Saka is on the right. And honestly, that is one of the missing pieces. The number 10 role, I think we've got to find a way where we get Rice and Bellingham, both of them playing further up the pitch. And I think we could have that. I definitely think Tuchel's looking to play that. But it's just that left-hand side. I think that's where not a weakness because we've got a lot of talent, but it's not as solid. It's not clear who that player is, who's that threat, and who's our true best player out there. And I just think it's crying out for someone to really get hold of that. I mean, Jarrod Bowen as well. And I know some of these could play on the right as well, but ultimately, Saka ain't getting moved off the right. So you've got to think who's playing on that left. England stacked on the wings and attacking midfield. Elliot Anderson, central midfield, is more likely to go to a World Cup than Gibbs White. I think Wharton would complement Rice and Bellingham perfectly. Yeah, look, Rice and Bellingham are going to have to push up on the number 10. And give them the freedom. Look how good Rice is in the Champions League with that freedom. He's played far better than what I've seen him ever play like that in an England shirt. So he needs to be given more freedom. He was strangled too much under Southgate, and I've realised that now. Bellingham, just let him do what he wants. But that left-hand side, it's crying out. Who is it? We need that Saka left midfielder. And I think, and he's there, isn't he? He's in that box of goodies we've got. They're all those players we've mentioned. We've got a bag full of all these players, and we just need to pick the right one out. And he needs to cement it. I think the guarantees to start for England are Pickford, Jude, Saka, and Rice. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this previously on this channel. 5 players. I think they're exactly the 5 players who were there. Beef Bully. I'm sure I did see your comment. Who did you mention? Did you say Eze? Yeah, Eze could be. Yeah, 100% Eze could do it. I think the problem is that whoever plays left wing, is it going to be? Could it potentially be a player who doesn't necessarily play there for the club? Because, like I said, you're not moving Saka off the right. So could it be someone who's changing side or something? But yeah, we've always had a problem on the left from John Barnes and Joe Cole. Eze is in great form at the minute. Yeah, he could definitely be a player. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Andrew. It's difficult, isn't it? Going back to, for years. I mean, I remember Paul Scholes, didn't he? They used to, back in the A-Day Golden Generation, and you had Gerard Lampard, and then they used to put Paul Scholes on the left because there was no one out there. But I do think we've got more options now than what we ever have done. It's just who's going to hold it down. But you're right, the left does seem to be a much more difficult position. Historically for England to fulfil, absolutely. But I think, with Lewis Skelly out there, who's that player who can complement him? Because that's who I'd pick. You can see I'm pinning my flag on Lewis Skelly. But let's say he's out there. Who's that left-sided player with him? The last player to claim the left wing spot really was Sterling. Yeah, exactly. And he's he's done now, isn't he? Since Sterling, we've had lots of players there. Even Maddison has played there quite a bit. Can the World Cup just hurry up? I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? A year away. I mean, it is about 12 months away, isn't it? It is 12 months away. But it means, we can almost put, it's just over 12 months, but we can almost put, we're on the countdown now, can't we? Still 12 months. Look, but this is what I mean. This is what I'm making the most of this summer. And I know some of you are saying I don't watch women's football, but let's look, it's football. It's football. We're going to watch England, whoever it is, women's under 21s. We've got 2 tournaments this summer. Let's have it. Come on. Let's get to grips with this. I am away actually. I'm away in Menorca at the end of June, and I've got a feeling it might mean I end up missing some live streams. Which is a bittersweet shame because ultimately I'm in Menorca, but at the same time, yeah, it could be a problem for missing a couple of live streams, but we'll see. JT, hey mate, nice for you to join us. just talking about the World Cup hurrying up, but look, we've got 2 tournaments this summer. Realistically, if I'm being honest, I don't think we'll win either this summer, but I think there'll be a good tournaments nevertheless. I can't wait for the World Cup, Garrett. I believe England can go far. I don't mind missing a few nights of sleep. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm already a bit like, right, I need to manage my annual leave a bit smarter next year, because obviously my annual leave runs from August to August. So you can imagine, like, June, July is literally right at the end of my annual leave allocation. So I've got to play it really well for those 12 months. So already it's a bit annoying. And obviously I won't really understand the fixtures until a little bit later on. So yeah, a bit annoying. But yeah, none of us can wait for the World Cup. I am obviously reaching out to some, I mentioned this on the live stream last time, I'm reaching out to some other channels on here. I've got all the notes down from last time actually on the live stream, where reaching out to some other people who, like me, do channels on YouTube or whatever about their national teams, and I just want to, let's make it an international tournament. I need to do some videos with other people. I need to do some collabs and stuff like that to get this, get this internationally out there. And obviously, if you guys watch other channels, let them know about my channel as well, and let's get this out there. Let's get similar size channels talking. I'm not going to be on big ones or vice versa, but yeah, let's try and get this. I'm not a big fan of calling it like the YouTube community, but you know what I mean. Let's get everyone together. This is a World Cup after all, and let's do the build up, and hopefully it makes it go a bit quicker as well, because we're all given some entertainment in the meantime and plenty of talks and videos and stuff. But we've got to desperate to get some collabs doing. So watch this space. But yeah, you guys just drop me some lines, email me, whatever. Keep sending me stuff through, and obviously let other people know as well, and we'll get something sorted definitely. 100%. I mean, in terms of the Villa Park game, just going back to that, I think we were speaking about this at the Green Man the other month when England were at home, and we're just saying we were trying to figure out where England would play a game on the road, and I wasn't expecting the Villa Park match actually. Because obviously we're saying the Midlands, they haven't played in the Midlands, but obviously, they'd played at Wolves. So then we thought they're not going to go back to the Midlands, but then they sort of have, or the West Midlands now. But obviously the Midlands, the Midlands are a good place for a lot of people, aren't they, to go to games? 100%. The downside, and it is a massive downside, trust me, when you go and watch England play, I've watched England at Wolves, St James's Park, Old Trafford, and I think that's it. I think there's only been 3 games on the road over the past 2-3 years. And the problem is that you do get club loyalties, and to the point where I'm not even joking. Fans boo England players as they're getting announced. So I think for an example, Jordan Pickford was booed at Newcastle. And a few other things, and then there's like clubs. It's just outrageous, absolutely outrageous, and that is a big problem. Who's paying? I don't care, right? If you're a fan of a club, who's paying to go and watch England play, and then you boo one of your own players because they play for another club? It's absolutely outrageous. It's only the small-minded England fans. As far as I've never seen it, I've never watched any other fans or any other international game, and I do watch other international games where the home fans boo a player because they play for another domestic club. It's absolutely outrageous. And then I'm sat here making videos on why England can't win anything. We need to look at ourselves. Could Saka play on the left and play Palmer on the right? Yeah, could do. But all I would say is, why move Saka? Why move arguably our best wide player from his best position? That's the only thing I would say to that. And you could argue, well, you could do the same job out there, but he plays there for his club. He plays there for England. He plays the best outright. So why do that? I understand what you're saying, but I just think you're putting a square peg in a round hole. Club versus country rearing, it's grotesque. Oh, mate, I just can't believe it. I just genuinely cannot believe people go to an England game and boo an England fan. I can't believe it. Don't get me wrong. I was the first person booing when we got beat 4-0 by Hungary at home. But that was at the end of the game. That was at the end of the game when they'd put an absolute shit show in and didn't really want to be there. And I were rounding my boos off, trust me. But I ain't booing any England player before a game. And I just do not get doing it. I don't care. End of the day, you've paid for an England ticket. You want to go and watch your country play. Club doesn't matter. And I think for those that, the 109 group and those who sit in the home end of England games and go to all the home games and sit in the safe standing a lot of the times at the England games at Wembley and stuff like that. The problem is that when you go to these grounds, it's a good argument to say, look, this is the problem because England fans get booed at their own stadiums. It's a joke. Always country before club. Your country winning a tournament is an ultimate accolade. Andrew, absolutely, mate. Give some of your mates a slap round the ear. Clip round the ear, oh, sorry if they disagree. Because let's be honest, I mean, we're the minority. We've had this conversation before, but I tell you now, I would probably say, 75% of fans in this country, maybe more, are probably club first. Genuinely. And I think a reflection of that is go on YouTube now and try and find any other channel like mine that just covers England. Honestly, you won't find one. It's all club. It's all club football. We are definitely, as a nation, club first. We're definitely a minority. So yeah, it is a problem. But I'm thinking of Villa Park. Jack Grealish, would he get booed? Would Jack Grealish get booed? I'm literally trying to think of who would get booed at Villa Park. Because they will. If they're not liked by Villa fans, they will get booed. As mentioned before, I go home and away watching Stockport, but England comes first for me. Good man. But yeah, it is a problem. Jude might get booed at Villa Park. Yeah, he might do. Yeah, it's just embarrassing, and it's really frustrating for those England fans that really want to go there and support the team, and I think other fans don't get this, that for us, England's our club, and it'd be like going into a club game and seeing your own fans boo your club player, and you'd be sat in the audience as gobsmacked as what we are, and as perplexed as what we are, thinking, what the hell are they on about? So yeah, it is a problem. It is a problem, but I think now England, Wembley Stadium must be paid off by now, surely. But I think clearly now the FA are making a conscious decision to try and get at least 2 or 3 games every single year away from home, which is a good thing, because that's where it was at for a long time. And I think the building of Wembley Stadium sort of opened the door up, and it's been a shame actually how they didn't carry it on. But obviously we knew that they were paying the stadium off. But I think now that that's happened, there'll be a few things, and I think obviously with I think there'll be definitely a game in Liverpool for the first time in probably close to 30 years by the time it happens. But there will be a game in Liverpool once Everton's built their new ground. I'm certain of that. Not at Anfield, but I think they'll take it back there. Annoying because you see people like Thogden going to England games who probably don't give a toss outside of tournaments over people who follow England all throughout. I might make an exception for Mr. White. I mean, Thogden is, he's end of the day, he's a YouTuber for kids, isn't he? And it's all about I don't watch his videos, but from what I understand, he just goes and cheers on any team he's watching that day. And a bit of me is like, okay, then he just loves football, which is fair enough, but then at the same time, obviously, he's doing this for videos and stuff. But so yeah, it's an odd one. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Chris Lonko, you're talking about Ben White. I mean, look, I've said what I've said about Ben White on this channel before. I could not disagree with a human being more, and I don't give a toss about why he refused to play. I don't care, because there's nothing, I've said this before, there's nothing that could have happened to justify it in my eyes, and I mean nothing. But would I boo him? No, I don't think I would. As much as I'd want to, I wouldn't. I wouldn't boo him. I'd never boo an England player before the game kicked off, unless he did something absolutely horrific. Maybe Greenwood if he ever played. I mean Greenwood. I don't know. Yeah, I think there are circumstances where probably you would boo an England player, but that wouldn't be one of them. End of the day, he's there now, and I'd get behind him. But yeah, my biggest dream is to go to an England game. Andrew, make it happen, mate. Make it happen. Whereabouts do you live, Andrew? Which part of the country? Because I get it, Wembley it's not a goer for a lot of people. Ben White has made his bed. We don't need him. Playing for your country is the biggest honour. No, I agree, mate. I agree. But I just don't think I'd boo him. Even though, like I said, even though I would absolutely dislike him, everything like that, I wouldn't boo him. Lancashire, okay. If you wanted a ticket, mate, I could get you a ticket. Obviously, I mean, it cost, but it wouldn't be like it. If I could find a ticket available for you. But I get it. Wembley's a pain in the arse to get to. But this is it, like, Gate 102, Andrew, this is how it all works out, mate. If you both are from the same part of the country, get talking to each other and ultimately share the load, travel down together. I mean, end of the day, I still go on my own to games, but the people who I go and meet up with there, the first time I went to Wembley, technically I go to Wembley on my own almost every single time. It's Russell I go with now because he'll book my ticket with me, but I didn't know Russell at all. I literally went to London, Wembley on my own every single time because I didn't have anyone to go with. No one wanted to go with me. No one wanted to buy a ticket. One of the reasons why I set up this channel again, one of multiple reasons why I set up this channel, not to have a mate, but for someone to talk about England with. But it just shows you I was literally in some of your guys' positions thinking, I want to go and watch England. No one would go with me. I didn't know anybody. But it's amazing. You use this channel, link in with people, and this is what I want to happen. It'd be great stuff. I think Ben White might disrupt dressing room harmony now. I'm quite worried. The problem is you could be right, but the problem is we don't know what happened, do we? So it's a tough one. If it was at Old Trafford, it would be much better, much easier. I mean, the Villa Park one isn't too bad, mate. Do you drive? Gate 102, Andrew, do either of you two drive? I mean, the Villa Park one might be a goer. You've got a few months now to save up as well. I'm not a tout. But what I'm saying is, if people really wanted a ticket, you could get one. I mean, no, okay, but trust me, there's groups that will be running transport to all these games from almost all areas of the country. There always is. It's just getting in with them and finding out who they are. But the Villa Park one might be a goer for you. But yeah, sometimes it's about it's linking up with people who you know. It's amazing, really, how it all starts. And then before you know it, you've been to 10 England games with them in the past 2 years. But Andrew, make it happen. Yeah, good idea, mate. Good idea. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, Wembley is always, you'll get a ticket in general sale usually, particularly with the games we've got coming up there. But it's just awful to get to for anyone really above Birmingham. I mean, even for me in Derby, it's a faff. But certainly anyone above me, it's right on the point of it's not doable. Hi Gary, I always watch these streams as a video after. Glad I can finally catch one live. Oh, brilliant, Felix. Welcome, mate. I'm glad you've been able to catch it. Where are you from, Felix? Is it time thing? Is it work thing? Great to have you. Great to have you on. I'd like to go to the US next year. My other dream is to follow England at a tournament. I'll be honest with you. I'm with you there, Andrew. My dream is to watch England at a World Cup, and I'm certain. I mean, I'll be honest with you now. If you get caps, almost everybody who wants a ticket for US should get one. But I know for a fact, 100%, I'll be able to get a ticket to watch England in America, or Canada or Mexico, whatever, or the Americas, let's call it. You're absolutely right. My dream is to watch England at a World Cup, and I will make it happen. I will be going to the World Cup next year to go and watch at least one game, definitely. 100%. 100%. I mean, I don't think anything would beat that. I live in Norwich, but I'm always working Sunday night. Might have, but have a Sunday off work, which is nice. Oh, excellent, mate. Happy Bank Holiday Sunday to you. 2030 will be Spain, Portugal, Morocco. Yeah, I mean, look, there's plenty of opportunities, but I'm determined to go and at least watch one England game in America. I know the cost will be expensive, mainly on the travel, won't it, and stuff like that. But I'll have built all my caps. I'll be guaranteed my tickets. So, but you're not the only one, Andrew. I think it's to go and watch England at a World Cup is what I want to do. Could not agree with you more. I'm definitely going to a game in 2028, Gary. Yes, mate, definitely. I mean, 2028. If this channel's still going, if I'm still doing these videos, and well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm thinking about quitting, but for whatever reason, if this channel's still going, I tell you what, we're gonna have a right time in 2028. Hopefully, I'll have a lot more subs as well, and then. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to do some sort of fan. It'd be class. 2028. Well, even if we're not even in the games, we'd have to pick a match where we go to a. Something will happen with this channel. We all meet up and watch a game or something. It'd be absolutely class. Oh, Felix, welcome to the squad. Welcome, mate. But yeah, 2028. Thank you so much, Felix. Honestly, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the membership. But yeah, 2028. It'd be. I mean, imagine it. All of us meeting up and watching an England game. It'd be absolutely amazing. I mean, how good would it be if we're all in the stadium? I mean, we could all be at a point where we could do a block booking, a Channel England football block booking for an England home game. How class would that be? In fact, the FA don't do block bookings anymore, but you know what I mean. It'd be class. It would be absolutely class. Exactly, we can all sit in the pub, but the problem is we'll all probably want tickets. That's the problem. We'll all probably want to be in the ground, Andrew. I was thinking I'll arrange it so like we all book some tickets like the O2 Academy or a pub or something that's going off somewhere. Like let's all meet up there. Like it'd be class. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, half of us will probably want to be in the ground. But no, 2028 would be absolutely. I mean, at the very least, let's say England are playing one game at Birmingham or Manchester. Even if people go to the ground, we're like, right, we're all meeting up at so and so after. It'd be class. It'd be so good. Oh, it's so good. Can't wait for that now. 2028. Yeah, if the channel's still going, life can throw a lot of spanners in the works, and yeah. Sometimes I get a bit. I mean, it's so frustrating because like I went so long without getting any subs, and then again when the international break comes round, my videos get a lot more views, the subs go up, and then it crashes again. So it's just a build up. And I'm not here to get hundreds and millions of subs or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not here, but it's disheartening when my channel does because of the way YouTube algorithms works. It's either everything where it pushes my videos and people are subbing because obviously they like the fact that it's an England channel and it gets out to those people and people are watching that content, and then it just nosedives out in it. But this is ultimately why I do these live streams. It's still linking me up, but from a person who creates it and obviously sees those subs build up, it's almost like you don't know what you're doing right, you don't know what you're doing wrong. Obviously in certain periods you see that as more of a successful period because you're getting more subs, but then in reality it doesn't really matter. So it's all a bit like, yeah, it's just a tough one to keep the motivation going sometimes. Yeah, thank you, mate. I hope it's still going as well. But yeah, who knows? It's a long way away, isn't it? But yeah, fingers crossed we'll all be here. But that's the plan. That is definitely the plan. At least I mean, it'd be mad if like 10 of us just met up. It'd be absolutely crazy. I had a look at some of your first videos a few days ago, Gary. I love them. I mean, I've looked back at some of those and I think, you know what? I've thought about, do I make them private now? Do I take them off? Because you'll see Gate 102, some of them are proper raw. And you'll see the first thing is, I mean, I didn't have a clue how to make videos, and I've learned all this on the whim, and I thought, do I keep them on? Don't I keep them on? But I thought, you know what? It's nice for people to go and have a look, because it's just a genuine channel, you know, I'm just a normal bloke trying to figure this out. I didn't have a clue how to make videos, didn't have a clue about IT, didn't have a clue about cameras, none of that, editing, none on it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it on, and I sometimes go back and think, Jesus, like, it's come a long way in a couple of years. I know my channel says it's been around a year or two longer than what I've been making videos for, but that's because I created the channel and wanted to do it, and then I did because I didn't have the bottle to do it, and then I did. So then, my channel's like 2 or 3 years older than what it is that's been making videos. But it's my oldest one. Let me have a look. My oldest video is now 4 years ago. So it's not, it's a long time ago, but it's not that long ago. But yeah, no, it's been a journey, and I'm glad I did it. I love this channel. Stumbled on it a few months ago. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much. It's great. I love these live streams. I think these live streams have been talking about, you know, that peak and trough in terms of subs and videos and stuff like that. I'm so glad. I did think, you know, these live streams are such a lifesaver in terms of like just keeping it going in those times when putting a lot of effort into a normal video and you don't get the views because YouTube doesn't push it as much. And it's not all on YouTube, obviously. Sometimes I need to think about how do I make these videos a bit better. But yeah, videos don't get the traction they normally do outside of international breaks. But then I thought, how do I still, you know, get content out without having to create really long-winded videos? That those videos take so long to edit, just a normal one. So I thought, you know what, let's do a live stream, and I'm really glad it's took off these Sunday clubs, and I see this as a huge success. You know, when that's all I wanted, I'd have been amazed if I'd have had 2 people talking to me every single week. And now look at the chat, look at you guys, it's great. We've got people linking up, we're making plans for future tournaments, we're all buzzing for the work. It's class, it's absolutely class. So yeah, thank you all so much. I'm just checking the time. It's one of those where, again, we had a few things to talk about. I mean, Kane winning the Bundesliga, Palmer finding his form, England at Villa Park, and obviously the Andorra game on the 7th. It's one of those where if you want to go and watch England away, it's a really good opportunity to go and do it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I can't believe it's one of those where all of a sudden we're an hour and 6 minutes in. As you all know, I'm usually on for an hour. It's Bank Holiday Sunday, so I'm going to leave everyone to get on with their Bank Holiday night, and I'm going to go and relax as well. But anyone who's, you know, from abroad or whatever, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, if you sat watching this and you haven't subscribed, and I know everyone in the chat has because only subscribers can, yeah, hit the subscribe button if you're new here. But thank you all so much. The fan of the week, as you all may or may not know, I do pick a fan of the week. I'm going to have to go with Gate 102 tonight because you've been in the chat all night, mate. Absolutely in the chat all night. Jointly with Felix for joining the squad, mate. You two definitely had a great night. But everyone else, again, it's not singling anyone else out, but I just like to point out, give a thank you to certain fans in certain weeks. But I just want to say thank you to you all yet again for a fantastic Sunday night. I hope you all have a good week, whatever you're doing next week. Hope you all have a good, you know, exam period or whatever, work week, whatever you're doing. And yeah, some games to look forward to. And I will see you all. Go and check out my latest video, my prediction video, because you guys will be able to do your own predictions on the Telegraph as well, and have a think. Have a look and see what you think of my prediction for the Lionesses this summer. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great bank holiday, and I will see you all on my next video. Thank you all. Bye bye.